We are waiting on some water. I'm going to be flavor testing tea today. See how it pairs with certain juices and see how it pairs with certain fruit when it is sweetened with honey. I do have a chart here that I will be using to write down any findings. Taking a very scientific method for this. So, but yeah, we have a plum, we have blackberries for our fruits. For our juices, I've already cut up the plum, so as you can see. Oh, my tea water is done. So, like I was gonna say, we've got the plum cut up, we got blackberries rinsed off, we've got organic pear juice. Each one of these juices has about 17 grams of sugar. Nope, 31. The 17 is on the honey. 31 grams of sugar. Martinelli's apple juice, organic. I wanted to do organic just so I can get the real flavors across. And then I have tart cherry. So I have a cup for each juice. And then I have a cup for each tea. I will fill one juice up at a time and then go through all of the teas. And then I will fill one tea up at a time and then go through all the juices because the juices can be easily rinsed out. And as I go through these, I'm going to be rinsing everything, including my mouth, with water. The teas I have are all red leaf blends. I've put them in my own little bags, but I do have the herbs as well. For the teas, we have a chrysanthemum and red leaf base, a jasmine with a red leaf base, a rose hip with a red leaf base, and a lavender with a red leaf base. I like all of my teas with a red leaf base because I don't really like the taste of just green tea. So let's get started. Don't want to make too much, just enough to get the flavor across. Boop. We're going to start with the chrysanthemum today. So I have no idea how this is going to work, how it's going to fare, but I went to the homebrew store today, here in Las Vegas. And the guy who was working there, sweet guy, I can't even remember his name now, I feel bad about that. But he told me about all of the things they say on YouTube and how they differ from what actually happens in real life when it comes to making your own wine at home, home brewing. Some of them say that you can do smaller containers, but you will end up with more commies than you do wine. So he suggested brewing in the smallest as a half gallon. So I did grab 2 half-gallon jugs. My goal is to make a tea wine. I want to make wine that has a water base that's been brewed already. Thanks, shout out to Black Forager. Dude, she made a dandelion tea. And I have dandelions growing in my hydroponic garden now. So if you have a chance to pop on over to Black Forager, no partnership here. I'm just mentioning because she did the dandelion tea and it made me want to do this. So thanks for the inspiration. But if you have a chance to go check out her videos, she has a page full of education on plants, on their native habitats, and how you can make your habitats better in your environment, wherever you are locally. Got a few more minutes on that. So the goal here will be to get a sip of tea, sweetened with honey. You gotta get a spoon, I forgot a spoon. And then try each juice paired with the fruit, and then each juice paired with the tea. Or with the fruit as well. I say multiple things multiple times. I'm sorry I'm not concise. I am recording this simply so I can steal the live off my account later, go back and see which flavors I really responded to, because, like, my opinion may be ripe with excitement right now. But, oh, man. I hate it when this stuff happens. Look. The piece tore off. You can't even rip it off now. I have a knife. I am the knight who says knife. But I want to go back and steal my live later and get, like, a second reaction based on my facial features later. Like, did I actually like it, or did I say that because I was excited in the moment? And if so, I should be able to tell that by the look on my face. Because my face speaks louder than words. Comment down below if that happens to you often. I am covered in honey now. Oh my gosh. Thank you for making this honey the hardest honey to ever open in my life. Blah, blah, stinky. Better. Hi there, how are you doing? We cannot hear your voice. Oh. I am sorry. Is it better when I'm over here? Do I need to pull everything closer? Because I can. Bloop. Hello? Can you hear me now? Actually. Okay, it sounds like I'm coming through now. Perfect, okay. Give me the squirter lid. I will be adding a lot of honey to these brews because I do want a high yield of alcohol per volume. Is he muted? I can't hear him. I'm sorry. I can hear me on my other phone on the live. I'm going to start with pear juice. This is the organic pear at 31, I think we said. Oh, these are all different. 26 grams. I thought they were the same across the board. I'm a doofy. All right, here it goes. Chrysanthemum tea, sweetened with honey, and pear juice with either a plum or a blackberry backing. We're going to start with the plum. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. We'll say mildly bland. There's not a lot of flavor to the overall taste. It kind of muddied together. All right, muddy. Okay. And then the chrysanthemum tea. Mm-hmm. Oh, now that's a very well blended flavor. Mm. Okay, I like that one. I think that the tart from the blackberry is kind of settling into the pear and the plum mixed together, and the chrysanthemum just kind of sits on top. All right. Time to go rinse that out and start with a new one. Oh wait, no, I gotta do the juice, not the tea. I am silly. Need to leave a sticky note on my desk that says juice, then tea. So let's try the Martinelli's apple juice. And I'm gonna rinse out my mouth by drinking some water and swishing it around. Perfect. Okay. This time I'm gonna go plum first because that seems to be better. It's like a spring flavor. It's good. It's not like, oh my god, in your face, so good, but it's good. And we're gonna do the black cherry. Or not the black cherry, blackberry. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, that is like a sweet autumn. Oh, I love it. Mm. It's a very powerful flavor too. Okay. Good. Did both of those. Okay, and now I'm gonna drink the rest of the apple juice, and I'm gonna switch to the tart cherry. Waste not, want not. Bad baby. All right. Start with the blackberry. The cherry is super tart. Woo! I'm gonna say that was too tart. Okay, here goes the plum. It's okay. I will not say I'm the best fan of that. The chrysanthemum doesn't do well enough blending with the tart cherry. Okay, now I'm gonna drink the rest of the tea and the juice. Well, no, I'll leave the juice in there. Waste not, want not. We can use that for the next test and just start with cherry. We will move over to the jasmine tea. Perfect. All right, this is gonna have to steep a little bit. Again, this is jasmine with a red leaf base. All of my teas have a red leaf base. I did get the self-made tea bags. They come with a little scoop off of Amazon in about 100 pack. But those are the only thing I got off of Amazon today. Everything else was bought locally. Oh man, oh, I'm beautiful, thank you. Martinelli's is a great brand of juice. So if I haven't noticed, when the tea is steeping, I will answer comments. I am very interested in the how this works out flavor wise. If you look at the way that I've been keeping my hydroponic garden, I list all of the plants out and I check them every couple of days and I write down notes. Like, hold on, I'll go grab my notes. They're in here. There they are. And I've got like 3 pages of notes. It helps me to keep everything compartmentalized. I'm able to break things down better. Anyway, we're starting with the tart cherry. Is this anywhere near done? How's the bag bleeding? Not quite. Couple more minutes on the tea. Has anybody tried brewing before in the comments? That's because I'm poly and I don't believe in marriage. Sticky again. You couldn't. I am poly. I have multiple partners. That is not what this live is about, though. This is the jasmine tea with the tart cherry. Definitely meeting my water intake today. We'll try the black cherries first. Not blackberries. Okay, it's not a powerful flavor, but the jasmine does break the tart down enough to where you can have the tart cherry and the blackberry together. Let's say well blended. Mediocre. Let's try the plum. It's an okay tea. An okay flavor palette. Not my favorite. Kind of mutes each other out. The pear and the jasmine kind of mute out. Plum and the jasmine kind of mute out the cherry. Alright, I'm going to drink the rest of this juice down and we'll move on to another juice. I'm only putting like that much in there. Please stop. I do not wish to be harassed in my life. It's for science, not for romance. Okay, we're on the Martinelli's apple juice again. I know some of you really like Martinelli's. I love it. We'll start with the blackberries. I got the name right. I love that. That is something that I... Yes. This was the blackberry on the jasmine apple. Well blended. And splendid. I just put amazing. And then the plum. Kind of muddies together. I don't like that one as much. Get the apple juice down. I'm going to drink the rest of it. And then move on to the pear. You know, it's also a great little evening snack that's healthy. Flavor palette testing. Who knew? Alright. Blackberry. Jasmine. Mmm. It's another muddy flavor. Seems like the pear just muddies out the blackberry. Not the pear, the plum. No, it might be the pear. Yeah, it looks like the pear. Excuse my language. I didn't like that either. Actually, that one was just bad. Alright, I'm going to drink down the rest of the jasmine. And then I'm going to go rinse out the teacup. And we will move on to the rose hip. Again, it's rose hip with a red leaf base. Now to wait on the tea. Where are you guys from? Do any of you participate in science experiments at your own home? Oh yeah, that's in there. Sweetened with honey. Been doing 4-second pours. Awesome. So we're gonna again start with the blackberry. I think this is the pear juice, yes. That was quite nice. Very summery, very airy flavor. It's not a mind blower, but it was quite nice. It's a relaxing flavor. All right, and this is the plum. It's okay. It's not great, but it was okay. No big notes, nothing like the other one. So blackberry is definitely better with this palette. I'm gonna go rinse my juice cup, take a sip of water, and come back for the tart cherry. Hello, Indiana. Uh, None. Good morning to you. That was a great flavor until I added the cherry. Oh. Mm. I'm just gonna take a rinse after that. It was a very strong, pungent flavor. Alright, this is the plum. I just don't like that. Bad. Right. I'm glad that's over. I'm gonna dump this out. I didn't like the flavors with that one. I'm not gonna add more to it. Whew. All right, we have done pear and we've done tart cherry, so it's now back to the Martinelli's apple juice. Blackberry, rosehip, oh, oh, that's amazing. I want that again. And again. It's a good contender. Blackberry seed. All right, and here goes with the plum, rosehip, it's not as good as with the blackberry, but it's still good. It's more muted. That's the end of rosehip. And the last one is lavender. So I'm going to empty these 2 cups out, and we're going to start over for the last time. I'm going to have to slice up a little bit more plum for this test. Wrong way. And then we're going to set the tea on to make. So this is a Farberware kettle. Comes with a base. When you turn on up here, it makes your water warm. Electric kettle. My water is still hot. So a little light brag on the Farberware. This is the lavender and the red leaf base tea. Um, if either one of you have any predictions on how the pear, tart, cherry, or apple juice will pair with the blackberry, plum, and lavender tea, write it down in the comments. Tell me if you think they're going to be good with any of these flavor blends, which ones you think are going to be the best, which one you think are just going to be thumbs down gross. And again, just while this is steeping, I'm going to go over why I'm doing this. I am doing a flavor palette test with all of these different flavors and teas because I do want to make tea wine. I want to take the tea, make it my base, personalize it with these flavors that I find interesting or even amazing, or sometimes stay away from flavors that I think are bad. And instead of wasting my ingredients, because we are all broke right now in this economy, I'm doing a flavor palette test. I'm going to use both the honey, which we've been using to sweeten the tea with, and the fruits and the fruit juices as the sugar base for the yeast to eat at. I spoke to a man over at Homebrew, so Las Vegas Homebrew store. And it is amazing. The things that he can tell you. He has everything that you need in his shop. He's open till 6. So my advice is if you're thinking about brewing any kind of wine, any kind of alcohol, or even just fermentation, this man has all of the tools that you're going to need to start up your brewing. Thank you guys for the likes. If y'all want to see my hydroponic setup, I have both a cracked key method setup and a drip method setup. If y'all want to take a look at how the plants are doing at some point, drop a like, subscribe, follow for more. I have a lot of projects going on. I've got resin, I've got printer projects, I've got the hydroponic garden, and now I've got the brewing. Luckily, all of these are kind of set it and forget it's. With the epoxy resin, it cures over the time of 3 days. With the fermentation, it's going to take about 6 months at the very least for some of these projects to take place and be done. With the growing, it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks for plants to start blooming. So, I'm kind of in between all of these projects at one time because they take a long time to progress. And those are the kind of the projects that I like, because then I can move my focus around a little bit and not get bored with everything. But also, it doesn't affect when I have task deficiency as a symptom of autism. So it's very hard for me to bounce focus back to back to back. So if I take 3 days to do a project and then I'm done with it because I'm overwhelmed with how much hyper focusing and deep diving I've done into the information, I can move on to something else. This live has not taken as long as I thought it would. I'm actually very lucky today. That's good. With that palette, I'm going to start with the tart cherry, so that if anything goes wrong with the tart cherry, I have 2 more juices to go through to rinse it out of my mouth. I just spilt tart cherry on my phone. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be sticky for days. Alright. Again, starting with the roughest flavor that goes with the tart cherry, the blackberry. And then lavender. Oh, I don't like that. Just writing horrid. Things we learned the hard way, folks. That's what science is, really, just learning things over and over again the hard way. I'm actually gotta take some water with that one. Alright, here goes the plum with the lavender and the tart cherry. Less bad. Not good. Again, I'm rinsing this up out. Time to change juices. And it's not that I think the tart cherry juice is bad. I think that the overall tartness from both the blackberries and the tart cherries is just overwhelming. And the lavender is supposed to be like more of a calming flavor. With that tart cherry, it sends it. It kind of makes the lavender a little bit stronger, but also a little bit more. No. Blackberry. No, I really like that. Pear juice, by the way. Forgot to mention which juice we were moving on to. This is the organic pear with the blackberry. I like. Okay. All right, now plum. Kind of muddies. The pear juice has muddied out the blackberries juice. 2 out of 4 times. No, 3 out of 4 times. 3 out of 4 times. Time to move on to the apple. This is the last juice with the last tea of the live. And that last juice is apparently y'all's favorite juice, Martinelli's apple juice. I've had a lot of juice tonight. In such a short amount of time. Open your mind. Hmm. Mm. I want to say that's the third best flavor of the night. That's amazing. Those are also blackberry seeds. Plum. That one was kind of muddy. I think that's the first muddy apple juice. No, the jasmine was also a muddy apple juice. So the plum muddied out the. So, according to the flavor palette, see, we had rose hip with the blackberry and the apple juice was amazing. Jasmine with the blackberry and the apple juice was amazing. The chrysanthemum with the blackberry and the apple juice was sweet, autumn, and powerful, but not my type of flavor. And then again, the lavender with the apple juice and the blackberry was amazing. Let's see, any more amazings? Oh, we have, nope, not that one. I think everything that I thought was amazing was in the apple juice. Now we're going to go down to the well-blended okays. So, the jasmine with the blackberry and the tart cherry was well-blended okay. The rosehip with the pear and the blackberry was summery, airy, and okay. The lavender with the pear juice and the blackberry was okay. Now we're going to move on to two strong flavors. They weren't my type of flavors, so I really couldn't detect whether that they were bad or good, but I didn't really think they were disgusting, so I wrote down what I didn't like about them. So here's the rose hip with the apple, and the plum was muted and still good. The tart cherry with the chrysanthemum and the plum was too strong, in my opinion, but still not a bad flavor. The tart cherry with the blackberry was too strong, but not a bad flavor. The jasmine with the plum and the tart cherry was not strong at all. It was kind of just there. Um, The pear with the plum and the chrysanthemum was mildly bland, so I didn't like it. And here are the bad flavors, the all around I would never put in my mouth again flavors. Rose hip, tart cherry, and plum were horrible. Rose hip, tart cherry, and blackberry. Don't add the cherry. I added the tart cherry last. It was gross. Everything was fine until then. Tart cherry with the blackberry was horrible. I could not stand that. I would rather follow a group of people off of a bridge than put that back in my mouth. The plum with the lavender, I'm sorry, the blackberry with the lavender and the tart cherry was the last one. The blackberry, not the blackberry, the tart cherry, the plum, and the lavender was less bad, but definitely not good. And the last bad flavor of the night was the plum with the pear juice and the jasmine tea. Those I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. This has been a science day with Toadstool. I hope everybody has a wonderful night, wonderful morning, however you want to look at it. And yeah, bye. Ah. How do I end this?